Hello, hello, everybody. It is Wednesday. So it is Mom Tell Hour Wednesday, where we will be discussing establishing rules, clear and consistent rules in our households with our children. That is the topic for today. Last week, we talked about promoting household peace. I gave 5 tips to promote peace in the household. So this time we are going to dig a little deeper in discussing what those tips look like, how we can implement them, to get more clarity with getting this peace in our homes, because we can't be in a house full of chaos. Not comfortably. We're not going to normalize the chaos. We're going to promote peace so that we can feel more stress-free and less overwhelmed at home, in our homes. This is where we should have the most peace, at home. Especially with everything going on outside of our homes. Who want to be in a house full of more chaos and struggle? So, with that being said, for those of you who do not know me, I am Mika. I am a mentor and coach of Mommaversity. I help moms with multiple young children manage stress and overwhelm to promote peace in the household. That's what I do. Okay. So if you didn't know, you know now. If you know somebody else who don't know, let them know. Okay. So 5 tips that we discussed. One of the 5 tips that we discussed last week was clear and consistent rules. Establish clear and consistent rules. Create rules that are easy to understand and enforce them consistently. This will help to create a sense of structure and predictability in the household. So I always say, kids need structure. When there is no structure, there is no peace, because the kids, they just going with the wind. They blowing with the wind. They doing what they want. Mama don't got nothing in place. So we gonna fill the space with whatever we feel like we should be doing or what we want to do at that time. So provide structure. So this way they feel like, okay, I know what to do. I'm gonna get it done. And we're gonna move on to the next thing. Kids are like boom, boom, boom. They not, they function better when it's boom, boom, boom. If it was left up to them, it'd be boom, 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 and stuff all in between. So we want to give them the structure without all that extra in between, so that they can have more stability. So and then it'll be better on us. So for instance, dinner time. A rule that I set that when you are done eating, you clean your area. And I hold them to that. I even do it for myself. I make sure I clean my area as well. So they see me doing it, and then they do it. And then if they see their sibling didn't do it, they can say, you forgot to clean your area. And I make sure that I stick to that. And it's clear. Clean your area. So what that consists of, which I had to teach, get your plate, scrape it if it needs to be scraped, take it to the sink, put your fork in the sink, put your cup in the sink, come back. If you need to get a paper towel to wipe up your area, do that, throw it in the trash, move on to the next task. They know exactly what's coming next. My kids already know. After you eat and you clean your area, you take a shower. They can't all do it at once, but they know, like, okay, well, the first person is going to get in, I'm going to go to my room and I'm going to get my pajamas together. So then when it's my turn, I have my pajamas together. So one way to make sure that we stay consistent, because we tend to hold them to some crazy standards, a little beyond what they can understand. So one way to make sure that they understand is to keep it simple. Keep it simple. Don't give them, okay, you got to clean your area, take the trash out, sweep the floor, push in the chair. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep it very simple. Depending on the age will determine how much they can process. Or we always be like, what you think you should do, without even teaching? What you think you need to do when you finish eating? They're gonna be like, get up and go upstairs or go downstairs or go watch TV or whatever. So we have to give clear and consistent rules. Don't ask questions like, ain't it common sense to be that you need to clean your area? Like, let's not do that. Let's give them the tools that they need to succeed. So we gonna tell them clear where they can understand. After you eat dinner, you clean your area. We teach them how to clean their area, easy steps. And we consistently do that every single time that we eat. They're gonna pick it up and it's gonna be like clockwork. You ain't gonna have to, but sometimes I ain't gonna say you ain't gonna never have to tell them, but they're gonna have it where you may not have to say it, not as often. So number one, clear and consistent rules. So effectively communicate. Sit them kids down and talk about what kind of behavior is acceptable and what is not. Make sure everybody understands the rules and consequences for breaking them. So give them the rules and then discuss the consequences. You can do it together. So what do you think your consequence should be if you don't do? So another rule in our house, after school, change your clothes. Before you do anything, you come home, you change your clothes, and then you come and eat your snack every day. So I've communicated with them. What do you think your punishment should be or your consequence? You don't have to say punishment, but what do you think should happen when you don't follow the rule of changing your clothes after school? What should it be? Should it be an early bedtime? Should it be no tablet? Should it be, I don't know, you could pick something, who knows? The list is long. So after school, my kids, they change their clothes and they have to put their clothes in their dirty clothes hamper, not on the floor. If they don't do that, okay, well, you're not getting your snack. Not until you do what you're supposed to do. So that's the consequence in my house. You don't change your clothes, you don't get your snack until it's done. It's as simple as that. So yeah, have the conversation with your children if age appropriate, and you can tell the littles too. You can show them and guide them. It's going to take, longer to repeat those things, those steps. But talk to them, let them know this is what we do. And if we don't do this, you can't do that. If you don't do this, you lose that. And keep it consistent all the time. Which is the next one, be consistent. Stick to the rules you put in place and make sure everyone in the household follows them. If you let one slide without a consequence, it will present an issue and disrupt the peace. And that's what we don't want to do. We want peace. And I get this a lot because sometimes I do slip and I will let somebody get away with breaking a rule. They don't serve the consequence. So if the next person, they'd be like, well, Pay didn't have to do. Pay got to do. And here we go. It's a whole discussion. And then you got to let them slide. Then the next time they're going to pull it again. So the best thing to do is to be consistent. If there's a consequence, stick to it. Because they're going to hold you to it. Believe me. Lead by example. I did say this earlier. I make sure that after dinner, I clean my area. I make sure that when I take my clothes off, I put them in my dirty clothes hamper. They see me doing these things. I'm modeling what I'm telling them to do. Except the other day, Paisley came in my room and she was like, Ma, why you and Daddy don't gotta go to bed? Why we gotta get in the bed? That's not fair. I said, well, Paisley, you have to get up early in the morning and you need a certain amount of hours to function. Otherwise, you'll be sleepy in school. I don't have to go to school, and Daddy works from home, and we're old enough to get up and do what we have to do, that we can stay up a little later. I'm like, but everybody's in the bed right now, which was true. They just had to go to sleep. They couldn't watch TV or anything like that. But I was in my bed. I was reading. I was doing homework. My husband was in the bed. He was probably watching the game because that's what the latest is right now. But for the most part, I lead by example. I keep them, well, I show them what is expected. I don't just spit it out and sit down. I have to model it. I have to show them that this is how we do things. And it works. Our kids watch. They really watch. And when they see that you don't do what they do or what you're telling them to do, they're like, well, why are you not doing it? You said, but you don't do that. So let's be fair, right? Let's not always be like, well, I'm grown. And when you grown, you could do, let's not do that. Sometimes, but not all the time. Some things, yeah, because it's age appropriate. But for the most part, let's model the behavior that we want to see. Even with speaking with one another, like let's be respectful. Let's show them to be kind, use kind words. We be like, fussing and yelling, because I'm getting better, but I am one to catch myself yelling all the time. Not yelling at them, but I'm yelling to communicate. And I tell them, don't yell, stop yelling. I'm right here. But then me, I yell. If I want them to do something, I'll be yelling from my room. They pick it up what I'm doing. And then I'm like, stop yelling. Mika, model the behavior, sis. You can't be sitting here hollering from your room and tell them not to holler when they communicate. So we got to model what we want to see. What we are telling them to do, we have to show them how to do. They watching. Lastly, what I always say, what I live and stick by, what I preach all the time to everybody is to create a routine. Establish a daily routine that includes chores, homework, and free time. This will help the kids to know what to expect and reduce chaos. When I tell you these routines save me, they do. In the morning, which tends to be the most chaotic time because we're getting ready for school. And when I was working, I was getting ready for work. It was a mess. A mess. I used to be so frustrated and tired and short fused because of the morning. Getting everybody dressed, making sure everybody got what they need, getting out the house on time, getting to school, getting them to school on time, getting to work on time. Bro, we don't have time for that. So I created a routine. They got a morning routine, they have an after school routine, and they have a bedtime routine or evening routine, period. And they know what to do. I noticed my son, he's 5, he was kind of regressing. He was going backwards. Like in the morning, he was taking forever to get dressed. I had to start over. I had to like reteach him the routine because he kind of was like falling off the off the bandwagon. So What I did was I went back to the basics. I had to teach him all over again. So now he gets dressed in my room again. I started off getting them dressed in my room. I had all of their clothes in my room, and I would talk to each one of them and guide them through getting dressed. So now he gets dressed in my room. When he get up, he has to brush his teeth, wash his face in my bathroom. He oil his face in my bathroom. Then I have him go to his room, get his t-shirt, underwear, and socks, and bring it back to my room. So then he go do that. And I have to say, PJ, put on your t-shirt. Put on your fresh undies. Put on your socks. Go get your deodorant. He go get his deodorant, bring it back. Put on your deodorant. I have to do this now. I've been doing it since Monday. Today is Wednesday. Because we have to get back in the routine. Because he just let it go. So he goes to get his deodorant, put it on. Then I say, okay, now go get your clothes. Because I set their clothes out for the week. So everything is put together. But I can't let him go in his room to get dressed by himself because he will sit there and he will play with his socks. He would play with his toes. He'd staring off into space. So I had to bring it back to the routine, teach him all over again, step by step. Now we at Wednesday now, so he's moving quickly again. He's starting to do the things without me having to keep reminding him. Routines are everything. When they get home from school, that same routine. Take your shoes off, hang your backpack up, give me your folder, go change your clothes. They know this. They want that snack. Did you follow the routine? Did you take your stuff off? Are your shoes at the front door? Did you change your clothes? Don't come to this kitchen telling me you're ready for your snack and you haven't done. So they do that. They know exactly what to do. So it prevents that chaos. It still be loud because they getting home. They happy. We had a good day at school. And then, on the bus, this happened. So yeah, that happens. But it's not like the chaos of confusion. It's not the chaos of I'm just about to do whatever I want. I'm taking out toys. I'm turning on the TV. Everybody in the kitchen eating. No. They know what to do. So I encourage you to put together a routine, go through the steps for about 2 weeks of helping them and showing them how it goes. Even if your child is young, like can't read, you can use pictures and you can show them first, next, then, last. Got them through it. When I worked in childcare, we used visual schedules. Kids, they definitely respond well to structure with routines. They do, especially if you could keep it as consistent as possible every single day. Like now, my kids, I can throw in activities. So they're old enough now to know days of the week. Mondays is T-ball now. T-ball season has started. So now they know when they get home from school, they are to the same regular after school routine, change your clothes and all of that, eat your snack, now get ready for practice. They know this. So once you start to get a good routine going, you can start sliding things into those days, making the schedule. And now when I tell you, that's how I'm getting through these days. That's how sometimes it's hard. Sometimes I gotta, like now I'm working on where we started, but we gonna get right back with one of my kids, not all of them. You can do it too. So another rule I wanted to share that we do, which is so funny because they will correct whoever. If we got company, they're gonna correct them. So when we eat at the table, no tablets at the table, no tablets, no phones at the table. So we had a gathering here, and one of my friends brought her kids, and so I made them something to eat. And one of my friend's kids had their tablet at the table, and Journey told her mom, "We can't have tablets at the table. No tablets at the table." And she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." She was like, "But I like that rule. We're gonna have to do that too. No tablets at the table. Y'all gonna eat. We can talk to each other, and we're gonna get on to the next routine." So, yeah, I wanted to share that. I hope it helps. Just a little recap. Clear and consistent rules. Make sure they're easy to understand and stay consistent. Stay consistent. Communicate the rule and the consequence. Make sure they understand. Teach them. Model. Lead by example. Use routines, especially for those most chaotic times like the mornings and the bedtime transitions. Those seem to be the most chaotic for most moms. Make it easier for yourself. Nobody said there was anything wrong with making it easy. Like it's a struggle. It's not easy, but it's possible. We want the soft life of parenting too. Yeah, we want the soft life of relationships. You know how everybody talking about the soft life, the pampered life. We want it in parenting too. So we're gonna make it easy. So I hope this has helped you. Make sure that you follow for more with managing being a mom with multiple young children. Share with your friends. If you have mom friends that could use support in motherhood, share. Don't be gatekeeping. Share so they can get in tune as well. We can help one another. That's where we need to support one another because motherhood is hard. Parenting is not easy. It takes a lot of patience, and we often feel frustrated and overwhelmed, which makes it more of a struggle. So as a result of what I do, moms are able to manage stress and overwhelm to bring peace to the household. They feel supported, equipped, better prepared, and confident to get through each day. I am looking for moms that are overwhelmed. You know anybody? You know any moms? Send them my way. All right, y'all. So that concludes today's Mom Tell Hour on promoting peace and establishing clear and consistent rules in our household. Next week, we are going to talk about encouraging positive behavior. So let me know what you think in the comments. I do read the comments. I do engage with the comments. I want some feedback. Let me know. If it's something that you want to talk about, let me know. I could do an impromptu live where we could talk together. I started to do these videos because it was better for my household environment because we have so much going on in the evenings that we tend to get home a little later. So we kind of pushing further into our evening. So I wanted to record it so I could still give you the content. I could still give you the support that you could use to get through each day. So I will talk to y'all next week, Wednesday, Mom Tell Hour. Y'all have a great one. Peace.